Hi, my name is Stuart Burns. I am an independent vExpert. Alongside my vExpert status, I work for a large company that manages several thousand VMs across the world. I also consult for other companies who require assistance with their virtual infrastructure can save money. In this short video we're going to discuss how rightsizing and automation can save money in all environments. So, as many administrators will recognise, the problem of want versus need. Unused and underused resources can cost money, and software vendors want as much resource as possible because it makes their lives easier to over provision, and not all resources are going to be used in all environments, so therefore there's going to be some great inefficiencies if you've got what the vendor requires versus what the vendor software actually uses. The other problem I see quite often is that owners of the virtual infrastructure can come and go. So an owner might ask for a virtual machine, have it delivered, and then leave the company 7 months later. Fast forward another 18 months and people are asking, what's this machine? Who does it belong to? What can we do with it? And to sort that problem out will also mean that resources have to be spent. The problem is that owners also listen to software vendors about the required resources. The key to effective resource management is to understand want versus need, and ownership records are key. So, how can we sort the issue manually? There are ways to do it manually, such as use of scripts from the VMware community, and there are scripts from other communities as well to highlight resource management, and there are other tools such as RV tools that will give you some limited insight into the environment. On the business side, administrators will need to question those requests that they get and sit down and discuss them with the users, because half the time they are way out of proportion of what is actually needed. I see this issue quite often. And also, and very importantly, periodically review ownership records and make sure you know who is the contact or the owner for that specific VM. It will save a lot of trouble down the road. However, doing it this way, there are still issues that remain. Doing it manually means that someone has to do it. That person that is doing it isn't doing it for free, so the administrator or the person doing it will cost money. Money is going to come directly from those cost savings, and it also lacks an integrated approach, so someone has to bring all these different items together into one coherent report. So why vCommander? Well, out of the box it has a lot of helpful reports to help you reclaim the lost resources, so you can see where all those snapshots have used storage, and obviously the bigger the snapshots the more resources it consumes. And the nice thing is with vCommander, if you do a snapshot within the vCommander system, it will tell you who did it as well, so you can go to them and say, why did you do this snapshot and can I delete it? And also it has other really useful reports, such as the ability to find orphan files and data stores. I'm sure I'm not the only administrator to have seen it, whereby someone puts a file as a temporary measure on a data store and then forgets about it. Multiply it by a few times a few administrators per year, and it can quickly add up. And as I say there, performance disks cost performance money. So the other good thing about it is that it can help you find those servers that are prime resizing candidates. Out of the box it has a report that if you run after a reasonable amount of time to give it time to bed in, it will say here's what you can reclaim, and it makes it really easy to reclaim those resources. The really useful thing from the management perspective is you can start to enforce management upon the VMs. So you can set expiry and renewal dates so that the owner of the VM has to certify every 6 months or every 12 months that they are still indeed the owner of that machine, and that machine is still required for business purposes, and that makes life much easier because it reduces the amount of orphan VMs that have no apparent owner or even usage. So this is the vCommander interface, and there are several different sets of tools to use, but they're all integrated. Let me start by showing you the reporting functionality to reclaim any unused or underutilized resources. If I go to the tools menu and I go to recommendations, there are several recommendations here to resize various items, and you can see the cost before and the cost after, as well as the savings. Now these savings are yearly, so it's $120 yearly saving. So what I can do is I can look at details, and it will tell me that changing from 2 vCPU to 1 vCPU will save me $120 a year, and we can apply the change, and we can say when we want to apply the change. We're not going to do it now because obviously the vMBotics machine would need to reboot, but just to show how useful and easy it is to actually implement. The aspects include the reports, so we can go straight to the reports menu, and we can see that there's several different types of reports, all grouped by different requirements, i.e. capacity and performance or lifecycle management. So for example, if I want to see who has been using snapshots, I can go to all reports and down to snapshot summary, and it's possible to order by age or size or VM name, and then you can group them by whoever owns it, data store, several other items. It's also possible to add advanced filters, but for now let's just go and generate a report on snapshots. And there we go. So if we go on there and view it, we can see that there are a few snapshots, and one of them is 11.3 gigabytes in size, so that's definitely going to be impacting the environment. I can now go back, and I can also do other reports, so you can look at capacity and performance, lifecycle management. There's a whole slew of tools available to the administrator as well. There are many reports that can also be used. For example, if I go to the reports overview, it gives you an example of what can be found here. These include the unlinked files we spoke about before, and VMs without owners. This is within the vMBotics system after you've imported all the machines and assigned owners to them, as well as things like offline VMs. How much is that VM that's turned off costing you in real hard cash? That's one of the great things about vMBotics, it gives you a real figure. I hope this quick overview of how you can use vMBotics for reclamation has been useful. You can find me at newly minted media, itburns.me, or indeed to check out vMBotics, you can find them at vMBotics Corp or vmbotics.com.